Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1:07 on a Saturday afternoon. You know what that means? Inside Georgia Real Estate with my dear, brilliant, and beautiful sister, Deborah Morton of the agency Atlanta. Way! How are you, my sister?
Early happy birthday, Shelly.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you. We're celebrating all week long. So, it's spring. I wore shorts yesterday.
Yes.
How does the weather, this beautiful sunshine, the beautiful weather, how is that impacting real estate?
I feel like weather predictions and weather forecasting in the spring, they're all over the place, and sometimes they're wrong. The inside truth is that's what real estate forecasting is like right now.
Now, so it used to be a time when you can forecast is going to be great.
We still can. It's the experts who are coming at us with all the differentials. So 3 weeks ago, we were looking at, okay, mortgage rates are coming down, inventory is going up, buyers are gaining more confidence, they're going to be back in the market. Well, then, we bomb Iran. And now some of the experts are rolling back and actually saying that the job reports that came in not as ideal as it should be, and there are signs that inflation is actually not under control, so maybe the data the experts are looking at is changing. Some of them are rolling back on their predictions for a healthier real estate market this year.
Wow.
So what I'm feeling out there, all I can look at is what I see on a day-to-day basis. We our company, the Agency Atlanta, we sell a lot of homes. We interact with brokerages from every brokerage and the good ones out there. And what we're feeling right now is normal for spring.
What is that? When you say what we're feeling, what are you feeling?
There is a frenzied pace to preparation, more showings. There's more inventory coming onto the market. That's normal for this time of year. One tangible piece of data that we can look at and confidently predict what's coming is mortgage applications, and those are up. We know that showings are up. People are starting to get out and look at homes. I can tell you firsthand, people are attending open houses and they're out there browsing and looking. But what is also up are the days on market for the homes that are listed.
What does that mean, days on? I know it's obvious, but can you explain how it works?
Yes. So when somebody puts their home on the market, one of the data points that we track very carefully is how long we can expect it to take before a home sells. And we look at the trends. There's always the outliers. There are some beautiful homes that hit the market and go under contract right away, sometimes still with multiple offers. But overall for the market, we're pushing toward almost 80 days on market as the average.
That's 3 months, almost 3 months.
Yeah. And
as the average.
At average, right. So what that is some homes are taking,
120 days, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some sell in less than 30. So looking at that data carefully, the algorithms can't do that. That's where people will never replace technology, or I should say technology will never replace people, because somebody has to interpret that data. They have to look at the house and say, you know what, based on what I see in your area, your home should sell faster because of what I see. Or
right.
we might need to make some changes to get your home to sell faster. So what I think hasn't caught up is sellers who want to sell their home. I think overall, not all of them, but many people are still a little unrealistic about what is going to happen when they put their home on the market. I am warning all of my prospective sellers to be prepared for low offers to come in. The people are not offering over list price. People are asking for more concessions. Buyers are coming in asking for the seller to give concessions toward them so that they can help them pay their mortgage costs, their closing costs. And they are also using those concessions for mortgage rate buydowns. We're solidly at 6%. A year ago, it was closer to 6 3/4. So money's more affordable, but it's not as affordable as people want it to be. The public's starting to wrap their head around that now.
Wow.
So
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers. The show is designed. It's called Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, broker and owner of the Agency Atlanta. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. The show is designed for you to call in and ask her all your Georgia real estate questions. You said something about tougher on sellers.
It is tougher on sellers because sellers are in the mindset still that it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And they don't, I mean, nobody wants to negotiate and give up their part of it. But we have to set expectations in the seller's mind. But specifically to the listeners who are thinking about selling, there are things you can do in advance of selling your home that will help you stand out from the competition that's on the market. And what that looks like is you look at the other homes that are available for sale, and why would a buyer choose your home over another? And that's where things like curb appeal really matters. Lighting matters. I'm going to give a free tip right now for everybody. If you're going to sell your home, change your light bulbs. It is such a cheap and easy way.
Inside or outside or both?
Both. You got to create an environment that is bright, light, and inviting.
Right.
And a warm bulb that feels good at home. You want it to be cozy and feel like with a warm colored light bulb that's not very bright. That might be your preference to live with. But when we're trying to show a house, having a brighter daylight bulb really brightens the place up, and it shows better. And it doesn't just show better, it photographs better. So that's point number 2. If your agent that you hire doesn't invest in high quality professional photography, you're missing out.
Right.
It is crazy as we look for homes with buyers, how poor homes are presented. And we wonder why they're sitting over 100 days. Nobody wants to go to an ugly house.
Right.
And the house might be fine. The neighborhood might be great. But if it doesn't photograph well, nobody's coming in.
You said earlier when you were talking, you said you're seeing mortgage apps up,
inventories
up, and people viewings are up.
Yeah, so we have insights into what's happening online. So the tech companies that run all of the sites, they track activity online. So we can see views, how much time people spend on the sites, which properties are getting more activity. And at our company, what we do is boost the ad spend on our property so that we're actually getting an advantage over somebody who just puts their home on the MLS.
Right.
It is a tech game now, and I had no idea when I first got into real estate many, many years ago that I was going to have to become a tech expert.
Right.
But lo and behold, you got to do what you got to do to get the job done. And I have become very adept, as well as we have hired people. Our on-site marketing manager is very adept at watching web traffic and making sure that our properties show up where they need to. And if you don't know better and you're interviewing agents who don't know how to do that, you'll be at a disadvantage and not realize it.
But when you said that inventory is up, you said home preparation, because you kind of talked about a curb appeal, things like that, and light bulbs and stuff. But what does that look like now in the springtime? Is it that people are making a call to a broker like yourself saying, I'm thinking about selling my home? Can you walk us through what that looks like if I would have called?
Because this is what we do at this time of year. It really started in January. The people who are thinking about selling their home in the spring, me and everybody in my company, what we do is we come out and we talk on the phone first, assess, general information, simple phone call. We can also Zoom, FaceTime. We meet just to get some preliminary information. We share over electronically by email, general market analysis, sight unseen. This is kind of what we're seeing in the marketplace. At that point, the next step, we are also now using the home report card that you hear advertised on WSB. That home report card gives the consumer an opportunity to evaluate their home through their eyes. Like, it's just a tool. It's also what we use when we come out and we step through a home, and we just help people evaluate what could they do, what should they do to net more money when they sell. And at that point, you provide a simple to-do list. These are the 8, 9, 10 things you can do, little subtle nuanced things. Sometimes it's big things. And that's where a professional expert is going to look and tell you what you could or don't bother doing and what your expected days on market and sale price should be.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. This show is designed for you to call Deborah and ask all your Georgia real estate questions. She is the owner and broker at the Agency Atlanta, and those phone numbers are 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We will be right back with more. Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Deborah, I want to talk about these third-party...
There's so many things.
I want to talk about these third-party apps. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Zillow just came out and said that
Now, Zillow is...
Everybody knows what Zillow is, Shelly.
Okay.
Number 2,
all right,
buyer-friendly... Sorry.
Go ahead.
Come on, we're not that basic. People who listen to this show are looking for expertise. Everyone knows what Zillow is.
Okay, all right.
The number 2 buyer-friendly market in the country, according to Zillow. I'm going to challenge everybody to reconsider everything they see on Zillow is subject to consideration because Zillow is a technology marketing platform. Everybody uses it. They're collecting the data and they are regurgitating the data. My point that people need to be aware of, especially if you're going to sell your home, we've heard of the Zestimate. We've heard they're inaccurate. We've heard all about that. But what I just recently had happen is I had a home listed in Roswell, beautiful home, and the buyer made an especially low offer based on the information they saw on Zillow. Because if you scroll down on homes, Zillow will tell you what is a strong offer and what is a weak offer. And they're offering, basically, that's professional real estate advice through a marketing portal,
which is just an app. It's not. There's nobody looked in it.
App. Right. So my point is, how has Zillow? They haven't been in the home. They don't know if the home has spectacular crown molding or added. The home hasn't been on the market in a while. Maybe there is an addition, a back porch that's enclosed or water feature. The things that homeowners do to improve their homes. If we allow Zillow to direct people's thinking about how to place an order, fine, look at it. But I would like to warn everybody that sellers need to be conscious that it's there, and buyers need to be aware that it's not the end all. They don't even, in some cases, the home smells bad and the floors are scratched up from years of having dogs. Like, there's all kinds of things that you can't find on a platform, and it is problematic and it's getting worse. I use Zillow. We are a Zillow company. We participate with it, but it is like dancing with the devil because you have to know that there's good and bad that comes along with it. And each of these big platforms has their pros and cons. So take it for what it's worth and understand that there are variables and nuances that only someone who is experienced and been in the business for a while, knows what they're doing, can help guide you to the right answer. But
it seems like to me, someone that's never, to your point, never seen a home inside, never met the owners, doesn't know what's going on, is setting a price.
Yeah.
For something.
Yeah, and it's all based on data and algorithms. And I know that I can pay to boost my listings. So how do you know if algorithms are running the data and what you're choosing to be your listing price or your offer price? How do you know that there's anything fair about that algorithm?
Right. And
when we are seeing repeatedly over and over, I usually don't come out strong with a hardline stance about it, but it's offensive to me that somebody is using inaccurate data. I am very data driven. Anybody who's listened for a while understands how much the data drives the decision-making process in what we're doing. So a home has to feel good to the buyer. It has to make sense from the money standpoint as well.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK.
Yes, we need to talk also about the restricted visibility that's coming from these big portals based on if you don't play by their rules.
And also contract fallout numbers.
Yes,
we want to talk about
still
that.
At 20%. Yes.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers. Deborah is the expert on all things Georgia real estate. And you know what? I'd like to do a poll. give me a call. Give us a call, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, and let us know if you don't know what Zillow is. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Parker Posey. How did I get here? I love improvisation when it comes to acting, but when it comes to a real-life plan, I stick to a script. Cue the music.
Invest in your story with DIA, the only ETF that tracks the Dow. From State Street. Getting there starts here. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit statestreet.com/IM for prospectus containing this and other information. Read it carefully. DIA is subject to risks similar to those of stocks. All ETFs are subject to risk, including possible loss of principal. Alps Distributors, Inc. Distributor.
Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, 448-720-750. She is the broker and owner of the Agency Atlanta, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Let's go to Siobhan from Acworth. Hey, Siobhan, thank you so very much for being patient.
Hi.
Hi.
So glad that I got on there. I have a very big question. We are empty nesters. Both my kids are old. We're moving out of the house that we've been in for over 30 years. We unfortunately have not done all the things to keep it up. And I didn't know if it's better to just sell as is, or should we fix things up and spend the money?
Well, tell me, after 30 years there, when you say you've done nothing, are you talking about the kitchen is original or the bathrooms? Tell me more about what you call original.
The kitchen, we painted the cabinets. That's about it. The bathrooms are original. We have done a porch out back. That's about all we've done, really.
Yeah, that's about normal. It's a really good question, and it's the question we handle every day. We help people look at. So if you've downloaded the home report card, that gives you all the list of all the
Where
things.
does she download the home report card?
From the InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com website, you can go on and download the home report card. It's going to give you all the categories of things we look at. That would be like your furnace, your water heater, your roof, your and grading. From its original, the bathroom's original, the secondary bathroom's original, and then even the exterior, the siding, the windows, the deck, all of those things. So once you kind of assess and you're like, and it could feel depressing, but that's not the intent. It's just to get you an honest evaluation, which you seem to be clear about the condition it's in. Then the next step is to look at your area. Where you live in Acworth matters. I don't know if everybody realizes Acworth's actually in 4 counties. You can be in Cobb, Paulding, Cherokee, or Bartow and have an Acworth address.
What part of you, Siobhan?
So we're in Cherokee, and it's a really good school district and a quiet, safe neighborhood, and I hate leaving, but it has stairs, and my husband's like, well, you can't do them forever.
That's right. So I know I have met with people in Cobb County, Gwinnett County, North Fulton, in the city, outside the city, and it's the same conversation. So the next step after we look at, before we decide if you're going to replace anything, update anything, we look at what your competition is. So what else is selling in the area? And the bottom line when selling a home, it's price and condition. Is it priced right for the condition it's in? Now, if all of the other homes that are currently listed and recently sold in your area are in the same condition, then it's pretty likely that that's considered normal or customary for your area. As long as you price the home appropriately, then we can get it sold. Now, if every single home in the area has been upgraded, has a new, quartz countertops, upgraded bathrooms with glass enclosed showers and all the things, then price really does matter, because and the marketing efforts are going to have to be a little stronger. We are finding today's buyers want move-in ready. And just assuming you've been in the home 30 years, you remember when you bought your home, it was normal for couples to be like, we'll put some sweat equity in and we'll update things as we go and we'll earn our equity with our efforts. Buyers don't really have time for that these days, or skill. I mean, you think about younger people haven't been growing up in do-it-yourselfer homes. They don't want to do all the painting and the upkeep. So somewhere between as is for a low price and investing to get a higher price is the right answer. And it's usually the combination of things you do. Choose a price that's compelling, put a marketing package together with it, and it might be worthwhile to use a company or vendors that we work with to let's paint. Let's replace carpet in the family room that's completely worn out. Maybe we need to do a few things here or there, change out some light fixtures. There are very simple things we can do that don't cost a lot of money, and oftentimes we can have it paid at closing as well. That makes a difference and will net you more money. Everything that your professional real estate agent, myself, my team, and the others that are out there will do is to help you maximize your net sale. Your net proceeds should be maximized by the advice your agent gives you. That's a very long answer because this question comes up all the time.
Right.
And I wanted to give everybody a taste of what a normal consultation with me looks like.
Right. And for to Siobhan, it's not as simple as should I fix everything before, like it's not that easy. That's what I heard. Is that true?
There's choices that need to be made.
Gotcha.
It might be worth to put $5,000 into polish, and that would be some landscaping out front. Carpet and paint usually go a really long way. And then it's thinning. How do we set up your home? The things that don't cost anything are cleaning out, thinning out the closets, the storage areas. How do we make your home be more appealing for the photos we're going to take that helps people find your home attractive enough to come look at in person?
Do you have a question based on Deborah's answer, Siobhan?
So we're going to be moving out and pretty much have the house empty. I have had some things evaluated like electric, plumbing, things like that. Is it mandatory to get all of that up to par? Because 30 years ago they have things that they don't even use anymore is what I'm hearing.
So this is the stuff that will come up during an inspection report, and everything is negotiated. Inspectors, once you're under contract and the buyer of your home does an inspection, they are going to evaluate based on today's code. So that would be like GFCI outlets in the kitchen, anywhere there's water. The requirements for outlets today are different than they were 30 years ago. The inspector is inspecting to 2026 code. Obviously, it won't. So it'll come up, but that's when you need a tough negotiator in your corner, making sure that you're not required to pay for repairs on things that you don't need to. This is the art of negotiation that your professional agent will handle for you and should be prepared and skilled enough to do.
What does if I'm Siobhan, I'm thinking, well, maybe I can get my house inspected on my own so I know what's going on. Should she do something like that?
She could, but what she chooses to put money into may or may not come up. I'll tell you, polybutylene pipes are something that we fight. They were used extensively in the 90s all over Metro Atlanta, and they can be problematic. Negotiating our way through polybutylene pipes is a normal part of my job. That being said, if she does a pre-listing inspection and the inspector says you have polybutylene pipes, the correct answer from an inspection standpoint would be, oh, you need to replace those. But nobody in their right mind replaces things that aren't broken.
Right.
It's all negotiable.
Siobhan, anything else?
That sounds good. So it sounds like I just need a good negotiator.
That's right. If you want to send me a message on InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, I will provide for you some extra. If you have the home report card, we have other tools available. I can email over to you our seller guide, our seller preparation sheet. It's basically just a shared Google document that I can give to you.
Right.
It'll help you step through the process. My whole tagline is to create a clear path to real estate success, and breaking down the overwhelming task of downsizing after 30 years into manageable chunks is what we do every day for people, and to make it easy, because it does feel overwhelming. And I understand that, your husband probably says, okay, we should do this, but then the enormous amount of work feels ridiculously hard.
Did you hear that, Siobhan?
Well, I think
And
I think it's kind of the opposite. He's like, we're not going to do this. We're just going to sell it. And I'm like, I don't know if that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Siobhan,
I appreciate y'all.
No, well, let's talk about, so what she's saying is, if we put it on the market as is, with the increased days on market that we're seeing, the more inventory, a lot of homes aren't selling at all.
Right.
We're seeing more expired listings now. We haven't seen this many since way, like 2016, 17, and before, because it's hard to get a buyer to move forward with a home that isn't appealing. If there's no compelling reason for them to move, and
so her husband, sounds like Siobhan's husband is saying, once we put it up, it's going to sell. And you're saying it's not necessarily.
It's not necessarily so. Yeah.
Right.
And then what are we going to do to differentiate your home from all the others that are 30 years old and on the market?
Siobhan, go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
That's how you would reach out to Deborah. Going to Inside Georgia Real Estate.
And you guys can watch rebroadcasts of this on YouTube and Instagram. We chop it up and rebroadcast these good conversations. So if you want to re-listen to it, and WSB has it on their site as well. You can watch past episodes.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. Thank you, Siobhan. 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. We'll be right back. Shelly Winter, Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. We're back for a short segment.
Hey, let's put Rick on.
Go ahead, Rick.
Rick, let's start over with your question.
Yeah, I was going through a bad sell area. I'm almost to the house. We've lived out in South Douglas County for about 40 years, kind of a family property. We were the first private estate subdivision out here. And the home is on 7 acres. It's in the middle of the private estate subdivision, but there's easements established to make sure everything goes well. And, with 40 years out here, we're all getting long in the tooth. and we're going to have to consider something else. I personally, I haven't convinced my wife totally, but I'm looking for a walking community as my next location.
Lifestyle community where you can get out and walk to, like, golf or entertainment or whatever. Live, work, play.
A Cracker Barrel and some laughing old people would do it for me. But I want to be able to just roll out of the sack and, walk down the street. So I just wondered what your impression was of South Douglas County. Douglas County has changed a lot. They've made this area out here a scenic byway.
Yeah.
They seem to be protecting it, except for the wild construction that happened just last year behind us and in front of us. 2 subdivisions popped up, $600,000 to $800,000 houses, and we just have a little 2.5, vinyl siding, metal roof kind of thing. So,
I have some interesting thoughts. So I get the benefit of going all over the city, and it's fantastic to watch how different areas are growing. South Douglas is not growing at the same pace as, say, Gwinnett County. There's just different areas have different rates of growth, and that is dependent upon the economy. So think about, like, Brookhaven just landed a huge deal with all of these high, good paying jobs, 600 jobs coming to Brookhaven with engineers and tech people. That is going to create a surge in the real estate market in Brookhaven, which was already strong. Douglas County needs some economic boost. There is, Villa Rica has its own pocket of strength. Each area is different, but we have to always look. I always revert back to who is the buyer of your property. Where are they going to work? What do they do? And, with remote work kind of falling back, Home Depot downsized. They said they made job cuts and they made everybody come back to the office. So with the reduction in people working from home, it is impacting further out areas, Peachtree City. You can go anywhere around the metro area. We had a surge during COVID where homes were built and people moved there because they could work remotely.
Right.
They're now called back to the city. It's a little bit tougher, and you are going to feel a ripple in real estate because of that.
We're right across the river from Serenbe.
Yeah. Oh, right. Serenbe, right. Rick, stay on the line for a minute, and I'll get your contact information, and we'll talk more because the commercials are coming.
Yep. And so hold on, Rick. I'm going to put you on hold, Rick.
Okay.
And Deborah Morton, last words for the week.
Yeah, I mean, these were great conversations today. If you have questions about the real estate market anywhere around the metro Atlanta area, if it's not my area of expertise, I will connect you with somebody who is an expert in your area. Contact me at InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. And I do hope everybody gets out. I have a whole list of fun festivals. Spring festivals are coming. It's my favorite time of year.
Absolutely. Mine's too. InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hey, it's Parker Posey. How did I get here? I love improvisation when it comes to acting, but when it comes to a real-life plan, I stick to a script. Cue the music.
Invest in your story. Get the growth potential of midcaps with MDY from State Street. Getting there starts here. Before investing, consider the fund's investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Visit statestreet.com/IM for a prospectus containing this and other information. Read it carefully. MDY is subject to risks similar to those of stocks. All ETFs are subject to risk, including possible loss of principal. ALPS Distributors Inc. Distributor.